Jump right into some stories tonight. And guys and gals, if you've heard, Ellie MD is a telemedicine concierge company, and I don't have to get into much. Cindy, if you could jump on and give us, 30 to 60 seconds of your passion, I'd appreciate that.
Absolutely. Started my journey in September, and I was somebody who always worked out all the time and did everything right and ate all the right things and did the protein and the water, and nothing was changing. Nothing moved the needle until I started microdosing GLP-1, and it was a total game changer. A few weeks later, I added in the NAD, which I love for the energy and the brain fog and just helping to sleep and the hair and the nails, the whole nine. My whole family uses NAD. I just finished a cycle of glutathione, and it's really helped my skin be all glowy, which you can really tell because I don't even have my fancy light on, and I think my skin looks okay. And my husband and I just started the Wolverine stack a few weeks ago, and it did help with the inflammation, but I tweaked my shoulder even more and I couldn't really lift it up, but now I can, and I'm so
Oh,
excited.
wow.
So it's really helping with that healing process. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, all good things. So thank you for letting me share tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that's the thing. The body already knows how to heal itself. It's a very intelligent creature. It just needs to, replenish and upregulate and get back to homeostasis. So I don't have to get into much because 𝗖𝗨𝗦𝗧𝗢𝗧𝗣𝗦, she's not just a founder, she's also a client, right? It is more than weight loss, but like she said, it's the biggest lever. She lost 100 pounds on the GLPs. It's got to be the quality stuff, though. So I'm going to shut up and turn the line over to you. Whatever you want to share with the audience tonight, Hani, go ahead.
No, well, thank you, Gary. This was actually part of the mission, getting the community together, because it's the Trojan horse, right? On the outside, we'll have the product, the services, but at the heart and center, it's really a platform for impact and bringing the education, making education around longevity accessible to as many people as possible. And I think preventative healthcare is the space that we live in. And yes, weight loss is huge, right? But what's after weight loss? It's tweaking and fine tuning all the other levers that we have. And peptides are just the beginning of the many, many other products and services that we want to offer. So when I think longevity, it's everything. It's holistic. We got to approach this holistic, and in the process, we'll look good too, right? We'll make your skin look good. I'll share some things with you guys. Because when I think about accessibility of these medications, it goes beyond just having all 50 state coverage. As we know, with a lot of these peptides, we have to bypass the GI. We're getting the clinical results that are coming back. We're checking in on the clinical, and it's remarkable. So that's where I want to live. I want to live at the innovative forefront of what's happening, how we're going to do things. So if I could give someone that one thing that will help them solve their biggest problem, then I've done my job. So GLP-1s are a great one, right? It's that big lever. So how many other big levers can I pull? And I've come to that realization over and over with, even if I could have my dream company, what would it look like? And that's how Ellie was born. So that's where I want to go. Personalization, that's been my dream for years and years and years. Making preventative healthcare accessible to as many people as possible, making personalized medicine as accessible as possible, and going down that route. And ultimately, what does that mean? Changing people's lives, adding those quality years, those 15, 10 quality years. Like, what would you do with that, with those 10, 15 extra years, and look good in the process? And another thing that we don't really talk about often, Gary, is just the community element of it. Like, talk about longevity. Like, there's so many studies out there that talk about community being so important when it comes to our mental health, our physical health, all of it. So we've created this beautiful, thriving community that educates, and we're all passionate around the same topics and concepts. And if you don't, whether it's your day one or you're an expert, we have so many people on this call that are doctors, physicians, chiropractors, whatever it may be, but having them spread the message, and it's so important. So I'm loving where we are, where we're going, and thank you all so much for being the boots on the ground and doing your part in this mission that we have. Thank you for so much for being part of this mission. It's just such a joy to see this community grow and thrive and winning, whether it's with their health, with their whatever it may be. So it's good. I'm excited. Thank you, Gary. Thank you for
I
putting this on.
appreciate you so much. More than words could ever express. You know, honestly, it's heartfelt. My kids, thank you. You know, they got sexy dad back.
I love that. I love that. Love that. So thank you all.
Yes,
Thank
I
you. Thank you.
appreciate you,
Wow, we
Mr.
got
Moore.
120 people on this call. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, we've been packing these out. You know, it's a community, like you said. It's the community and the desire, the demand, and the way Ellie MD does it is what's attracting so many practitioners and, you know, therapists and all the folks out there. They're looking for this, and the fact that we still have accessibility and we're still providing sterility, high-level pharmacy grade, NABP accredited. We don't deal with black market or watered down peptides at all. So we're in good hands because you fight so hard to give us access to the real stuff, and it does make a difference. I don't
Thank you.
want
Can I
black
touch
markets.
on that real quick? And I don't know why, I find it to be expected. It's something that you should do. You should serve your patients and you should have the highest quality products and services. So, but I guess not, that's not the case all around. And so, for example, you know, like we triple, quadruple filter some of the compounds, even though these are bought and purchased from these active, they call them APIs, are bought from FDA approved suppliers. That's where our pharmacy purchases it from. But in addition to that, we triple, quadruple filter and do the sterility testing and the stability testing and so forth, which is apparently not what everyone does. You'd be surprised. And I learned this by interviewing a couple and also talking to these clinics. They're getting their vials lyophilized from China. So lyophilized is like dry freeze, essentially. They're coming pre-made in these little vials, and then they're just constituting it at the pharmacy and selling it. You don't know what's in that, the contaminants, the LPS and so forth. They're not even filtering it, whereas we filter, or our pharmacy partner filters it triple, quadruple times, right? And I'll tell you why that's also important. It's interesting because people are buying this research grade stuff. Great, you saved $100, but you don't know what that's doing, right? The free radicals and these things and the LPS, and you know, it's dangerous. You don't want to play around with your health. Get something from somewhere reputable. You can rest assured that it's high, good quality. And I wouldn't put something in my own body and my mother's body, my family's body, that I wouldn't give to you guys. So there's some great things that we're considering and working on, and really excited.
Thank you for being such a visionary. You know, you can have the mic as long as you want. We're here because of you. So I don't have to touch on that anymore. So George, if you can hear me, man, you can bring yourself to the camera. But give us 60, 90 seconds, man. Let us know. We not, like I said, it's bigger than weight loss. You didn't need to lose any. So tell us real quick what your journey has been so far. We'll keep this call moving.
Thank you so much. My journey has been amazing. I'm on the Sermorelin peptide, HGH peptide, and I absolutely love it. I definitely crown it as the menopause for men. As women have perimenopause, we men deal with our hormonal imbalance called menopause, and Sermorelin has definitely been that solution for me. My skin has gotten tighter. My hair grows back very thick and black. I sleep better, better recovery. My workouts have been amazing. I've been able to put on lean muscle mass. It always feels really good as a 48-year-old man to play with the weight like 27, 28 years old in the gym as well too, and not really regret that you tried to do some ego lifting at the end of the workout. So I absolutely love Sermorelin. I definitely share that with everyone that I want to share this with, that you should definitely get a hands on Sermorelin as well too. And I'm absolutely loving it.
I appreciate you so much. And I'm going to move on to another story really quickly. I'm going to have Dr. Skye Davis, if she's on. Dr. Skye, if you could join us. She's a naturopathic practitioner and just absolutely a gem and a pleasure to have. And Dr. Skye, how are you today?
I'm great, Gary. Thanks for asking, and thanks for the opportunity to talk about peptides. And what a great, nice to hear Honey and all the things she's up to. I'm very excited, again, to be able to share the breakthroughs that have been happening in my health, my patients' health. A little bit about my background. I've been 18 years as a healthcare provider in restorative health, and I've dedicated my career to helping people achieve lasting wellness naturally. And I've seen firsthand how metabolic dysfunction, Hormone imbalance and slow recovery can hold people back from truly enjoying life. Many people come to my clinic struggling with mystery illnesses. They don't know what's wrong. They've seen multiple doctors, and yet they're getting worse, not better. They feel defeated. Their self-worth, confidence, and hope are rock bottom. This is often their last attempt to figure out why they feel exhausted, why they can't lose weight, and why their body isn't working the way it should. The simple fact is that healing takes time, but we live in a fast-paced world. So I've had amazing results with my patients using nutritional therapy and natural healing protocols. But here's the reality. It takes time and it takes discipline. And let's be honest, most people don't have the patience for that. We live in a world where Amazon delivery in one day, we expect immediate results. And if we don't feel better in a week, we assume it's not working. Yet many of these people have been suffering for years, potentially decades. So why are peptides different? So I kept hearing about peptides for the last year and a half, and I've been searching the market, but I didn't trust just any company. And that did change when I found Ellie MD. Now, peptides are tiny but powerful molecules that work in the body or with the body, not against it. Unlike traditional supplements or medications that take time to be processed, peptides bypass the liver, which is crucial because most people's livers are exhausted. They've been overloaded by processed foods, alcohol, environmental toxins, and stress. And the peptides go straight into the system and start working immediately. This is why you can feel results the very next day. Now, this is not for everybody. Let's be real. You have to be ready to take control of your health. You have to be brave. This involves sometimes injecting yourself, although we do have some other options, and it sounds like more options down the road. It requires taking action. You have to invest in yourself because if something works, it's worth it. And we're not here begging our doctors or insurance companies for these medications. We're not here waiting for someone else to fix us. We're here to take back our power and start feeling better fast. So thank you all again for the opportunity to share. I'll turn it back over to you, Gary.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sky, and thank you for all the help that you've been giving your friends and your clients and patients. And we see a lot more orders coming in. I get excited about those orders, but every order means a life is being changed. And that's what, that's the real ticker, okay? So absolutely, there's an FAQ video that you can get access to after this Zoom is over. The person that invited you will share that, but I'm gonna go on just a little bit more. Like you've already heard, peptides are not statin medications. So I don't wanna go back into that. It was well articulated. Some of you don't know what a GLP is. You haven't heard of GLP-1 agonist, but it's a hormone that we produce naturally in our bodies. Just Google it. It's everywhere. We've had it since the beginning of evolution. It's just that it's broken down by the liver enzymes as we get older. So it becomes ineffective. And one of the main functions of the GLP-1 is to set a proper glucose marker and help unlock the cells to receive the glucose. Your pancreas knows how much insulin to release to bring the blood sugars down, and you can utilize that glucose efficiently for energy consumption. Well, when it's not being processed properly and the GLP-1 hormone is being defeated by the DPP4 liver enzymes and the glucose marker is not set properly, the body stores it as fat. So people say, I eat a salad and I still get fat. You're right, there's a metabolic dysfunction going on. And then as we get older, we eat a lot less because we're not as active as we were as children. So we don't get those 5 or 6 glucose spikes throughout the day that the brain is used to. So now we develop a food anxiety because the brain thinks we're actually starving it. It doesn't know the difference. So food anxiety is real. It's a very bad relationship. And GLP-1 helps to bypass the liver enzyme breakdown and reset those markers and clear up some of the neurological fog. It's just a great place to be. So quite a few different peptides. And one of my favorites is glutathione. I love that. That's a liver detox. So those of you who have a little bit issue with like going, I couldn't believe how much I went the next morning after taking just the first injection of glutathione. And a lot of us don't realize the amount of toxicity that we're exposed to on a daily basis with products, environmental, even the air that we breathe. You can't even take a shower without getting toxins in your skin. So it's important to detox the liver at least a couple times a year. Glutathione is a super antioxidant that we produce naturally, right? These are not chemical, statin pharmacy drugs like that. They're in this pharmaceutical class, like Dr. Sky said, because many of them are injectable. But we need to replenish those glutathione stores, and there's so many other things like what we call the Wolverine stack. That's the healing peptide. Helps with tissue regeneration, triggers angiogenesis, expansion of new blood capillaries, muscle recovery, boosted nitric oxide levels, tissue repair, joints, ligaments, the whole 9 yards. Just think about Wolverine from the Marvel series. You'll get the drift. So, and I'm going to show you all where to get more information as we wrap up. And those of you who want to hang out a few minutes after for the business talk, you're welcome to, but you don't have to. Okay. Your friend or family member did not trick you to a business pitch or presentation. But I know we have folks that want to know how to onboard their patients, how they can refer people to Ellie MD. So we'll touch on that in just a second. Let me clear the line with everyone else and just show you how to find the info. You're going to get a link from the friend that invited you on to check out Ellie MD's website, and also ask for the FAQ video. They're going to send that to you. So you're going to click on, sign up. You're going to get a free account. All customer accounts are free. You go through the product descriptions, choose whatever you want, add it to your cart. As you're checking out, your health assessment pops up. As I said before, it's protected by HIPAA. We never see it. If you're going for the GLP/GIP, the weight loss peptides, you got to have a BMI of 30 or above to be approved by the practitioner. If you're not at 30 BMI, that's the obesity marker, but you're at least at 27 with a comorbidity like high blood pressure, diabetes, family history of heart disease, or anything like that, which impacts more people than they realize. 27 with one of those things can have you considered for approval. If you're below the 27 BMI marker, you could still qualify at the practitioner's approval, of course, for microdosing. And that's where you get so many other benefits, especially for maintenance, right? Once you lose the weight, nobody wants that Ozempic face or Ozempic booty. I mean, look at my face, guys. I got lines in my neck. I'm not wasting away. I'm twice as strong. I do twice as many dips, pull-ups, and sit-ups, guys. We learn how to prevent muscle wasting. And one of the big things, when you look at the big brands out there, the commercial brands, they use those injection pens. Everybody got those little pens they're sticking themselves with. That's cool. But you can't have the same minimum dose for everybody. After people lose the weight and it's too much for maintenance, they continue to lose too much weight. We excel in that area because we microdose and we target those. So our patients are not overdosed. So we have a very low side effect profile here at Ellie MD. And that's because what Ms. Sagari has set up was done right the first time. And it's always about keeping the patient's safety in mind, right? If you want to hang out for a couple of minutes, I'll go over the business side of Ellie MD. It's really simple to be a partner here. Whether you're a clinician, company, or an individual, it's all still the same, okay? It's $79 one time to be a brand partner, and you're only paying $5 per month. $5 a month for the back office access, where you get to look at reports, track your orders. You won't see what patients the customers order because it's protected by HIPAA, okay? So $79 one time gets you a referral link. Again, $5 a month maintenance for the website so you can see your stuff. You can also get your products covered. Well, you can do that. You refer folks, enough commissions there to be able to do that. Now, as I talk about commissions, obviously it's illegal to pay kickbacks and bonuses. We don't do that, right? We use the same system that pharmacies use in doctors' offices. And, guys, you can move and distribute medication without marking it up to the point where you're paying a commission or a kickback. Our markup value has to do with distribution, logistics, advertising, the same as they all do. So we call that a personal volume, PV. We pay all the way up to 40% commission. So a lot of times practitioners will just offload the burden of dealing with weight loss in their clinics or practice and allow Ellie MD to handle the protocol, liability, prescription, follow-up maintenance. We even send your patients a 3-month reassessment link. And you don't have to be a part of the team, okay? You don't have to be recruiting people or trying to build the business. I love that. That's my background. But this is more so an affiliate model first than it is anything else. So in a very simple model, if you refer just 10 customers or 10 patients, the first month, guys, that's $770. You do it again the second month, you're at $1,540. See that? But it's a sliding scale, so the percentages go up as your volume goes up. So 6 months in, you're at $5,200. 12 months in, $10,000 for that month. So it kind of overlaps and compounds. Just wanted you guys to, get some clarity on that. Now, moving on down the station, let's talk about how it looks on paper, right? Let's say, for example, someone orders a GLP-1. That's $299. We're literally paying up to $88 in commissions on the PV. The PV on that particular product is $220. Well, once you got your about 23 customers or patients onboarded, again, we're taking all the liability and handling all the protocol. That's about $2,000 extra. That may not be a lot of money, but sometimes that helps with the take-home pay. Obviously, some people come here and 10x that, 20x that. That's what's going on in Ellie MD right now. You're talking about 20 grand plus, and I'm not saying that to entice you. This is according to the comp plan you're looking at with the legal disclaimer. No get rich quick, guys. We're not talking about Lamborghinis. We're talking about onboarding patients and referring people who are out there needing help. 70% of this country is overweight, 42% clinically obese. Guys, we didn't choose to do that. Obviously, the market demand, you've seen all the commercials, you've seen people's testimonies, even in your own hometowns, that between now and the next maybe 4 or 5 years, this peptide space, because of all the different therapeutic applications, is a business conversation for me, guys. Moving on down the station, last slide here, team building stuff. For those of you who think, hey, what if I onboarded some other clinics? Like, you know, I have friends that are practicing and they deal with the same thing with weight loss. Even the mental therapist clinics, they're like, they just want to deal with counseling and behavioral stuff. But a lot of patients come there because they're depressed because they can't lose the weight. So you can refer other practitioners in many other different studies, and you get an override on whatever they refer. They get the same 20 to 40% that you do, depending on their volume. But what if you referred 4, 5, 6, 10 more colleagues and they're looking for these peptides the same way you are? They're looking for them, right? And as an individual, you can refer everybody from your contact list. If you want to get them to the Zoom, if you're interested in that, get connected to me so I can show you how to pre-launch in a way you don't have to chase people or worry about selling people on this stuff, guys and gals. It's pretty straightforward. You pick up $1,500 in advancement bonuses on your way from lead brand partner to senior manager. You don't pass go and collect $200, you collect $1,500. Then you have the senior manager, senior level ranks, directors and above. You see it on the screen, guys. You can screenshot it. I don't want to be preachy because we could deep dive later. I just want to show you that the opportunity is there. And my favorite part is the generational bonuses, because I've been in this space for a long time, 28 plus years, since I was a kid. Okay. And I didn't make a lot of money the first 17, but I did end up just enjoying my life. And when Ellie MD popped up, I'm like, I'm back in that game, but this one is for the grandkids. I never planned on working until I was 75 years old anyway, so that's a whole nother class. And we have so many other people. I have to update these slides at the end of the month because we have new people that have broken new ranks. And if I update it this week, I'm going to change it next week. So yeah, guys, we still have 50 people on this call, but we got to wrap up. Make sure you get back to the person that invited you on and get the FAQ video and the Ellie MD links and join our Facebook community so we could drip on you a little bit and educate you a little bit more, okay? Thanks again, guys and gals, for being on. Thanks again, Dr. Scott, for your immaculate rendition, and Mr. Ward for opening up for us tonight. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday.